Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom, and welcome to another episode of Frail Conversations. Today, I'm going to be discussing a very important topic when it comes to quote unquote dating and finding relationships and, things of that nature. And I'm going to kind of go in onto why some of us are single, why some of us can't find that connection, why some of us have difficulty maintaining that connection as men and shit, and what it all stems from and what is rooted to. This one, it might seem all over the place as I go, because literally, like, the idea just came to me. I was literally in the middle of making the caption and shit on Instagram, and it was like, yo, I need to turn this into a podcast, because this is something that affects us all. And this is something that is found in So Frail when I talk about old boys, when I talk about our inability to mature. There's a reason for all of this. And it kind of goes into our women, and it goes into our quest for women, our chase for women, our hunt. And, the man pursues the woman, all of that bullshit. All of that ties into it, but it has its reasons and it has its deeper aspects that connect to it. You feel what I'm saying? So it kind of I was looking more so from the perspective and the dynamic that, what is it about us that keeps us, like, the thought process came about because I look at our women and, I was always wondering, like, yo, why do I like older women? And then it's like, as I got with older women, it still was something was missing, but there was, like, in being attracted to older women, I realized I was attracted to mature energy, not necessarily the age, the physical age, but it's a mature energy, the maturity in them. And I was like, what is it about the collective that keeps women from doing this? Like, and I realized, talking about cougars and shit, that when it comes to liking older women, it's like the collective that think they're cougars I've dealt with different types. I've dealt with what I'm going to refer to when it comes to cougars as Nalas, and I dealt with Sarabis. And it was in dealing with the Sarabis that I realized that the Nalas were just trying to compete with women my age and, play that, like, still hold that, oh, I still got it. But the Sarabis were on some, I know I got it. I don't have to compete with nobody. Like, and that energy was different. I noticed that there was totally different things. So it took me back into my own internal reflection to realize, damn, how do we end up in this position? You feel what I'm saying? As men, to where that childlike energy still maintains in our women when, quote unquote, they're cougars that are older, but they're still acting like, young girls. You feel me? And then it's like, oh, that's because some of us are acting like young boys. And then the layers came out, and then here we are. So before I get started, as always, follow me on Instagram _just_scene_. Click the link in the bio to be taken to all of my locations. Just Scene's merch, the Just Scene podcast, Mastering the Market, the 90-day vegan course, and the So Frail the Just Scene podcast. Also, be sure to get my book, So Frail, A Reality to Black Male Masculinity, So Frail 2, Toxic Femininity, and Hitting the Raw, Living the Raw Plant-Based Lifestyle if you're trying to transition into the plant-based lifestyle. I do accept tips and donations, and I do appreciate all those who have tipped and donated and sponsored the podcast station. You are greatly appreciated. All of the information is in the description of your podcast, to be taken there directly. What else? I think that's it. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to dive back into So Frail Conversations. Where the girls at? That's what I'm going to call this. Where the girls at? All right. Yeah. We'll call it Where the girls at. All right. Oh yeah. And don't forget to visit IamJustSeen.com. There, you can get all things Just Seen. You want to add the So Frail series to your library? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to learn how to master the market for serious trading and investing? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You want to get your hands on some exclusive merch like tees, hoodies, coffee mugs, hats, bags? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Are you thinking about transitioning into the plant-based lifestyle? Visit IamJustSeen.com. You ever want to just chat with Scene about anything from simple advice to mentorship? Visit IamJustSeen.com. Anything and everything that is me, you can find at IamJustSeen.com. So just take a quick peek into my world and see why being just seen is nothing less but always more. Because you never really know what you need until you see it. You will never see it unless you visit IamJustSeen.com. All right, welcome back. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. So, one thing that I realize is that when I look at us, as men, and I look at, we have quote unquote midlife crises, we have different situations. Another thing that kind of prompted this too is that I just left out, like, today ends my Saturn return, right? Saturn return, if you understand astrology, that's basically when you transition from your childlike state to your adulthood state. Literally, you're in your second phase of life for the next 28, 29 years. You feel what I'm saying? So I just finished that shit up. But in that, I'm like, all of the things that it wanted to show me was about being my normal quote unquote self, which is the natural maturity. Like, I have a natural essence that I try to quote unquote suppress for the appeasement of people, because it's like I suppress that, especially when it comes to relationships, because I've always, I never understood why it's like I can never meet a woman on my level. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, why the fuck is it like, and I end up, trying to be more childish. Yes, ish in this one, not like ish. I end up being more childish. I try to, do things that are necessarily not in alignment, because it's like this person is there. And it was like, damn, I got it when I was a teenager. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, maybe I do need to, be more of a child sometimes. Nah, I've always had this mature energy. I always had this mature essence about carrying myself. There's never been a separation in between that point. And because of that, it's like the relationships that I was with women my age, they would fail. And I'm like the fuck, you know what I mean? And then one day I was talking to my mama. I'm like, Mom, I think I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life. She was like, why you say that? I said, cause I only like older women. Now, granted, being raised without a father, your mom becomes, your go-to. So, me and my mom, like, literally on a regular basis, we can have in-depth conversations about life and shit. So this has been this way since I was a kid. So this has always been in me. You feel what I'm saying? My sister too, she's older than me. So it's like the energetic influence that I've had from women, not only were they older than me, they were more mature. But I put the two together and assume that the maturity comes with the age. It's not always the case. But my sister and my mom, they've always had that, I'm not just saying this because they're my sister and my mom, they had that regal air about them. I think it's something in our bloodline. But they had that mature air about them, and it kind of translated into me, translated into my brother. It's like a lot of people, I know just from my own perspective, a lot of people say, oh, yo, you carry yourself like you're above everything. Or I'm like, nah, it's just the natural energy that I have. I never been able to put that, to perspective. It's just like I've always had this maturity about myself. You feel what I'm saying? So in talking with my mom, talking with my sister, it's always, yo, I understand that if I'm going to be with a woman, she has to be older than me. That's my assumption, because I'm thinking I'm making the connection to age and not energy, to age and not essence. You feel what I'm saying? But the societal structure teaches us to chase girls. It never teaches us to chase women. It never teaches us, it teaches us to chase girls, but never to attract women. It's a different hunt. It's a different, when we look at it, men are the protectors and providers, men are the predators, we're the hunters, we're going to go get so, one of the metaphors that I like to use when it comes to that perspective, and this helped me to understand the difference between me chasing girls and me attracting women. It's different. It's different. You feel what I'm saying? But it comes from, studying the animal kingdom. When we look at lions, we look at cheetahs, we look at all this, like, they chase the shit. You feel me? They chase what they want, exhaust themselves. They do whatever. And that's what you do with girlish energy. You chase girlish energy. So we've been taught and conditioned to chase girls all of our lives. Chase girls. Like, go get the girls. Never attract a woman. And that's powerful because it comes with a different type of energy. So when you're dealing with a mature woman, you have to be a mature man in order to attract it. You feel what I'm saying? So when we look at the hunter aspect of it, you know, I say the cheetah is more so for boyish energy to chase girlish energy. You feel what I'm saying? And I use the example of a spider when I'm establishing how we hunt as mature men. You don't chase no more. You don't chase. You set up the web and let the fly come to you, and then you feast at your leisure. You feel what I'm saying? Now, granted, this is not on no seductive or manipulative shit. This is just speaking in terms of the hunt and, you know, how the pursuit happens. And I've always wondered, like, you know, this is the type of energy that I've always operated in. So it's like, it was always easy to get the girlish energy with the mature energy that I had. It was simple. You feel what I'm saying? And dealing with the mature energy was a lot different because it's like, it was what I needed. You feel what I'm saying? It was what I needed, but not what I've been conditioned to want. So it's like all of the women that I can sit, like, I remember being an undergrad. I remember being I'll start off from high school. I remember being in high school and being able to like sit and talk with my teachers outside of shit about class. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't like, and it'll be like, it was always my women teachers. Like, we could sit and have regular conversations. They're like, oh my gosh, you are ahead of your time and all of this and all of, like, that crazy shit. You feel what I'm saying? Undergrad, same thing. I would be sitting in the presence of like RDs, which is the resident directors and shit like that. Like, I would be having conversations that other people wasn't having, where they were like, you're way ahead of your time. I kept getting that shit, but I'm like, you know, it's the maturity that's the natural essence within me. So it was like, in being conditioned to chase girls, we're also being conditioned to chase girlish energy. You feel what I'm saying? And we're not taught to attract women and the woman's energy. You feel what I'm saying? And then not being taught to attract that kind of, excuse me, not being taught to attract that intimidates us when we're actually on that level. Not only when we're actually on that level, but if we ever get to that level. You feel what I'm saying? This is why I talk about the old boys and so frail, because we reach a point where we don't want to embody that, because that shit can be intimidating to girls. To girlish energy, mature energy is intimidating. I'm speaking right now from experience. You feel what I'm saying? But that mature energy, whew. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I just vibe so well with cougars? And then it got to the point where I'm like, that's what I thought I needed to be with. Like I said, I was talking to my mama about this since I was in my early 20s, because after my first heartbreak and shit, I couldn't conceive, because I'm trying to understand it from mature energy, not from the boyish energy. The boyish energy, it made sense why she ended up cheating. Like, got bored. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You got bored in the sense that you were no longer getting attention. And that's another defining point. Again, like I said, this is a spur of the moment podcast right now. So it's going to come off all over the place, but I'm going to try to keep it structured. But that's another thing. Girlish energy is attention seeking. You dig what I'm saying? But the woman's energy, the mature energy, is respect commanding, not demanding. They don't demand the shit. It just comes out. Like, the respect is commanded. It's a default. You feel what I'm saying? I never understood how, because I reflect that energy. You feel what I'm saying? I had a girlfriend tell me one time, she hated the fact that when I talk, people listen. I was like, what? Like, she said, everybody could be having a conversation. Like, we would go to dinner or something in undergrad. Like, we'll go to dinner and you had like a group of friends sitting at the table. And it's like everybody got a little side conversation. She says, but the moment you start talking, everybody looks at you. And I'm like, I don't know why that is. I understand. I command shit. I command respect. Like, you don't have, like, when you got it, how did the great Toni Morrison put it? I'm paraphrasing. If I fuck it up, I fuck it up. But it's not out of disrespect. But those who got it can't hide it. And those who don't have it can't show it. You know what I mean? Or something along those lines. But that's what it is. But that's also mature energy. You feel me? Childish energy is attention seeking. You feel what I'm saying? The mature energy is respect commanding. It just comes out. So you know, like I said, when it came to dealing with that, I was always under, like, because of that blurred line. So the first point is that, you know, we're always taught to chase the girls. It's cool to chase the girls when we're boys. You feel what I'm saying? When we're boys. And because the girls they are our age. But then you start to see how the girls, you feel what I'm saying? You start to see how the girls, their age remains the same even as we get older. Like, I had a big homie one time. When I went to college, I had a big homie say, yo, put me on, like, me and the big homie, like 7-8 years apart. Right? So he's like, yo, put me on to some of them college girls. No, they my age, bro. And his words to me were, but they're 18, they legal. So I was like, okay, that's awkward. But, you know, when we're taught that, it's like we stay in this confined area for the women that are for the girls. That's what we're always looking for, the girls. So no matter how old we get, we still have that girl attraction. We still decide that we're going to chase girls. We still put in our mentality to chase girls and chase girlish energy. So no matter if she's in a particular aspect of life, we still continue to see the girl in her, that girlish energy. So there comes a point where some women are already on that mature level on some real shit. Like, they're already there. Some women suppress that level within themselves to operate from girlish energy. You know what I mean? But that's not always so much their fault as much as it is, you know, the condition of society. You know, if you want this type of man, you know, you go for, like, so women have to put a lot of pacifications on themselves. You feel what I'm saying? Because when a woman is operating from her mature energy, oh, she too much. She demanding. She is. No, because your boyish energy is not enough for that. This is not a shot towards you as, you know, financially or whatever it is, but we have a natural essence that matures. You feel what I'm saying? I don't remember which episode it was when I was talking about, but there's 3 types of masculine energy. You have fraternal energy, you have paternal energy, and you have spousal energy. As men, we operate from all 3 of these spaces. Our relationships are built off of spousal energy. You feel what I'm saying? However, we have to infuse our relationships with our significant others with all 3. You get the fraternal energy, which gives you the playful nature. You get the spousal energy, which gives you the flirty nature, the romantic nature. And then you have the paternal energy, which gives you the guidance aspect, right? I never understood that at the time, I had all 3 operating at one time. But I was dealing with women, involving myself with women under the societal conditioning that I only have to use fraternal. So when my paternal energy kicks in, when a disaster hits, or when something, like, her first instinct is to call me, what do I do about this problem? That's the paternal energy you're tapping into. You feel what I'm saying? When you want to have a good time, that's the fraternal energy. When you want to be cared for, when you want to be, you tap into the spousal energy and you connect for that. You feel what I'm saying? But I had realized that in chasing girls for so long, their only look out was for the fraternal energy. They could not understand the paternal energy. They could not understand the spousal energy. Nobody was taught that shit. Because we get older and we still say, let's be fraternal. Let's still use our fraternal energy, not any other energy form, not operate from any other energetic space, just the fraternal fucking energy. You feel what I'm saying? And so when we're taught to chase girls, we're taught to solely go for sororal energy, not spousal and not maternal. And then if we go for maternal, it's not in the sense, we go for the maternal without making it balanced with our paternal. We come from the boyish aspect. We come from the fraternal or our boyish energy towards maternal, and that gives us the baby boy complex where you're trying to be careful, where you're trying to care for the woman. Well, I mean, the woman's caring for you. You dig what I'm saying? And then in that same aspect, that swaps. So where my paternal energy would exude, the woman would only be operating from that girlish energy that I was taught to chase. You feel what I'm saying? And now it's like, you know, you create those dynamics where it's like she sees the father figure aspect, and that's what she gravitates to, especially if she didn't have guidance and shit. It's deeper aspects to it. But those 3 forms of energy, the fraternal, the spousal, and the paternal, those are within us all. We're not taught in our mentality of chasing girls, chasing the chase of a girl is to operate from your fraternal energy. You can't chase women. You have to attract them. That requires paternal energy. You feel me? It requires a level of maturity because you have to set things up. The fraternal energy is playful. This is why flirting is so easy. Like when I was young, it's getting women when I was younger was so easy. Not on any funny shit, but it's like because I had all three. I didn't know this at the time, but I know now in hindsight, I had all three of these energies intact. At will, I can move in between my paternal energy when it's needed. I can move in between my spousal energy when it's needed. I can move in between my fraternal energy when it's needed. You feel what I'm saying? So if I'm trying to get with you, if I'm trying to talk, like I'm a flirt with the fraternal energy. And that's where and fraternal energy links with attention. You feel me? It links with attention. And because it's linking with attention, that's where we get caught. Like a lot of women have been conditioned to just want attention. Let a man show you attention, because even then, if he's not showing you attention or effort, you feel what I'm saying? He doesn't want you ever, like, you know how like we mature and evolve beyond our fraternal energy. That fraternal energy needs to be tapped on and off. But if we extinguish that, when it gets dull, you feel me? And that's when you get old. You don't mature. You feel what I'm saying? But when you know how to use the paternal energy, and you know, I've talked to women and they were like, yo, he doesn't show me any attention, but are you still respected? Because if you don't want to overlook respect, craving attention. Men at the same time, we don't want to be searching for respect or trying to create relationships that need to be off of respect, and we're using attention, the attention-based energy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so that comes into where continually we're taught. Like I said, it's all over the place. Forgive me for that. I hope it's still coherent and still flowing. I should have wrote this down, but it's in my head. I got to get it out now. So as men, when we're first given the talk, when we're first given the encouragement to go look for girls, honey hunting, as they like, we chase girls. And you know, where the girls at? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where the girls at, man? I've gotten that question like all my life. My big homies like, yo, I'm like, yo, you cannot, when I was I'm like, yo, you cannot get these, like, they're still my age, bro. I don't give a fuck if they're legal or not. They're still my age. To you, they are girls. I don't give a fuck. And like, that's where the mentality comes in, because now it's like the morality is gone because legality is okay now. I morally and ethically don't have to operate the way I'm supposed to because legality now absolves me of that. Think about that shit. So it's like when we look at, you know, how pedophilia works and shit like that, it's like, technically, now pedophilia is the love of kids. You do have the pedophilia isn't necessarily the teenage, you know, loving the teenage part, but it's still pedophilia because of children. You know what I mean? I mean, in that regard. But if I don't give a like, you're no longer you're no longer operating from perversion simply because the girl went from 17 to 18. The age gap is still there. You feel what I'm saying? She's still that 17-year-old girl and you're that 27-year-old man. Just because she's 18 and you're 28 now, that does not absolve the age gap, my guy. You feel me? But because of that, we're always continuing to taught to chase the girl. So, you know, in that same regard, we continue to operate from with the younger girl. So now this is where it starts to play with the mind fuck, because we do this because we have never been like, not many of our fathers have taught us how to mature and use our paternal energy. They don't know the spousal energy. They don't know it's all fraternal. We have created children. We have built families, relationships solely off of fraternal energy, and get mad when don't nobody want to play no more. Fraternal and sororal energy is for fun. It's for playtime. And then we get mad when nobody wants to play anymore. Yo, we got bills and shit. We got kids we need to raise. You're no fun anymore because we're not operating from that energy. That energy has to serve its own time when it's okay to. Once you have responsibilities and shit like that, you have to tap into paternal energy and maternal energy, the responsible energy. The spousal energy is intimate. We got to learn how to use all of these. But the point of that is that as men, we're permitted to thrive off of fraternal energy. So this is why when our women are naturally developing, we don't have to. That whole boys will be boys concept, it hits the core because now boys will be boys and always chase girls. Put those two things together. Anytime we chase women, we need women that act childish. We need women that act like girls still. I don't give a fuck if she's 30, 40 years old, if she still acts like a fucking 20-year-old. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, she's fun. She's this, she's that. Okay, at some point, our fun has to evolve. Our fun has to reach a maturing state. But we still want the girls that are doing these particular things. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how old she is, no matter how much older she gets, she still has girlish energy. And that's what we're attracted to. And we're intimidated by, and we don't know how to function against evolved energy, mature energy. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, she too much, man. She demanding, she be nagging, she be this. And this right here, push it into context. Every relationship that I was in, no woman has ever nagged me. And I could never understand that shit. I always prepared for the shit. I always be like, yo, bro, I want to be like, I don't want to be in a relationship, but I'm like, I want to feel what y'all be feeling sometimes. Yo, she always nagging, man. She always doing this, she always doing that, because she's stifling the fraternal energy. That's what mature energy is supposed to do. It's supposed to stifle the fraternal and sororal energy, the fun energy, the energy of recklessness, fearlessness. Like it's supposed to stifle that. That's what I'm saying. Women mature and they get to that point. And it makes sense now. Women be like, yo, you get a man and it's like, yo, now I got is having this always pissed me off too, but I understand it now. It always pissed me off when women be like, you get a husband, now you just have another child. No, the fuck you don't. I ain't no fucking child. Don't you ever disrespect me like that, homie. The fuck wrong with you? But I get it now. Because they are marrying us. We are marrying them under fraternal energy. Because we show them attention. That's why their attention stops. You no longer tell me I'm beautiful. I'm not flirting anymore. That's fraternal shit. That's the chase. I don't have to chase you anymore when I have you. I don't have to chase you anymore when I have you. And I'm taught that I only have to chase you. I don't have to keep you. That's different energy. That's spousal energy. That's paternal energy when I have to keep you. You're satisfied with me getting you. And we're taught and we're teaching our boys to be satisfied with just getting the girls, not keeping them, not maintaining them, not, you know what I mean? It's work. It's fucking work. Work that we don't have to put in because it's okay. Nobody ever holds us accountable and nobody ever holds us to that standard of maturing. We don't have to. So what we do is when you start getting too mature, I can leave you alone and go find me another girlish type energy. You feel me? And the girlish energy is so much easier to attract the more shit you got. Financial stability is a beautiful thing. Is one of the things that you're supposed to have in this world. You're supposed to stand on that platform, have your financial stability. But it's like, that is like, when we look at gold diggers, dudes be getting mad when they put the gold out and they catch a gold digger. The fuck? That's girlish energy. That's girlish energy. When we say shit like these hoes ain't loyal, they're not supposed to. That's girlish energy. But just like boyish energy is fucking off whenever you want to. Ain't no loyalty in that shit. It's fun. You're no longer fun. I'm going to go where fun is. You dig what I'm saying? You're no longer fun. I'm going to go where fun is. And so that makes us as men, like, we're taught this so much as like, get the girls, go get the girls, go get the girls. But the underlying current of that is that when we start to vibrate with these girls, we understand that we're connected to girlish energy. You feel me? Some of us are mature enough to know that when we start to meet women, we would tell a woman that we can see that it has that mature shit. I ain't about to fuck with you, yo, because I'm gonna fuck up. I'm gonna fuck up your situation. I'm not built for somebody like you. We'll tell them that. And some women will get mad. Women, if y'all are listening to this, please appreciate the motherfucker who tells there's nothing wrong with you. If a motherfucker tells you I'm not built for you or I'm not ready, there's nothing wrong with you. We have been conditioned to channel and to tap into girlish energy. You don't have girlish energy, and I don't know what to do with it. I also don't know that I'm supposed to mature it because boys will be boys. This is just the way we are. This is what everybody keeps saying. Oh, this is just how, like, act like a lady, think like a man. You need to understand that men can't change. So you just got to learn how to adjust to what we know. I just literally made a post a few days ago about women's, the post was euphemistically speaking, and it talked about women settling. It said, women, don't love the man, stick with the man that loves you more than you love him, but don't stick with the man that you love. See, it's not giving you the option for you to be happy. It's giving you the option to settle for what we can bring to the table. You feel what I'm saying? Not teach us to elevate what the fuck we bring to the table. Nah, just, yo, this is what we do. I don't give a fuck if I'm 30, 40. Yo, the boys will be boys. You feel me? Boys will be boys. That's how it is. When my boys are like, yo, you're too old. After 10 years old, you're too old to call yourself a boy. You're fucking preteen now. Damn it, you're double digits. You're not a boy anymore. You're a young man. Damn it. Man the fuck up. Being dramatic, but that's the point. We being 30 and 40 and 50 years old still calling ourselves the boy. Yo, I'm ready to settle. Because that boyish energy can't have fun anymore. All I can do is go to the club at 40 years old, still trying to dress like the 20-year-olds. I almost said something. Man, these motherfuckers be 40 and 50 years old rocking the same outfits that these 20 and 30-year-olds are. You feel me? Mature, my guy. That's not you. Put on your motherfucking fedora and take the fitted cap off. It's okay. You feel what I'm saying? Rock the Kangos. Like, it's okay. You feel me? You don't have, like, we don't want to get old. And that's not that we don't want to get old. We can't mature. So in this mentality of, oh, I have the boys will be boys. We don't break that mold. When is the rite of passage? When is the rite of passage to where we actually become men? That shit stops somewhere. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? That shit stops somewhere. We still try to stick within the vein of what's going on in the youth. You feel what I'm saying? Now, granted, I know I'm 29. I'm still technically the youth. But as Cole said, I'm stuck in the middle of two generations. I'm little bro and big bro all at once. I'm there now. I'm a big homie now. To the young kids, I'm a big homie. But to the old heads, I'm young. I'm a kid still. You feel me? But I'm in that bracket now. But it's like, when I look at it, ain't nobody ever showed. Like, all I was taught was to chase the girls. Right? So when I look at it, I never liked girlish energy. I hated it because my mom and my sister set the tone for me to love mature energy. And because of that, whenever I would go and find relationships, it's like, I'm thinking, okay, she's older than me. Okay. No, she had girlish energy. I've had gaps of 10 years and she still had girlish energy. And it's like, man, what the fuck is wrong? Like, and that's why I started to think. I was like, man, I think I'm just going to be single for the rest of my life. I used to think that shit because I was like, I'm going for older women and they still childish. They're still childish. Then I started meeting mature older women. And it's like, there's a certain carry that old women and aged women are different. I know old and aged could be synonymous, but nah, it's like fine wine. Old wine is wine that has been left out for too long. It's lost its luster, whatever. But aged wine has gone through a process that has made it. I can't even put this shit in words. Give it the je ne sais quoi, goddamn. But that's the difference. And, you know, I always like, yo, I want me a cougar. I got to get me a cougar because the women my age, they can't keep up. That's my thought process because I'm still on the girlish energy type vibe. I didn't put the connection in that, yo, there's women my age that have the mature energy. When I was able to break that, I started finding them more. And I was like, oh, shit, I've been overlooking y'all for a long time. Since I was like 25, 24 years old, I've been going for older women. And I'm thinking, maybe I got to go with older women because, you know, it ain't that. I'm searching, and I've been searching for a long time to match complementary mature energy. You feel what I'm saying? To match the mature energy. And it was the older women. It was like the older women I was getting with, I was on the same shit as, you know, oh, you need you an older woman because them young girls can't do you like that. You need somebody with some experience. All right, see where this is going to go. You're going to get fucked. And then you're going to look at me as the bad guy. Same as these young girls do. You feel me? Because y'all are talking about the same shit, but y'all are significantly like, the age really didn't mean anything at that point because the energy was the same. Same shit. Same shit. You feel what I'm saying? Until I started meeting the mature ones, the mature cougars, I'm like, whoo, y'all are different. Y'all are different. Like, yo, y'all trying to, y'all are putting me up on game. Y'all are elevating me to some shit outside of just fucking. Outside of just fucking. Now, granted, I've been selectively celibate for a decent amount of time for that reason, because it didn't matter who the person was, what the age was. It reached a point where you're just like, yo, y'all all the fucking same. I don't give a fuck how old you are, how young. But then I had to put that in perspective. Like, I don't operate from boyish energy, and I never have. And because that has been my standard, every woman that I've operated, and there was always that common thing where I would talk to women and they'd be like, yo, you're too uptight. You know, you need to live a little. You need to be doing this. But I'm talking to girlish energy. Now, this is cool if you're telling me this and I'm 15, 16 years old. You feel me? But I'm 25, 26. No, it's time for me to be a man. It's time for me to operate from that mature space. You feel me? And I always, and don't get me wrong, I fed into it. And that's one of the things that fucked me up. And that's why I'm glad. And one of the realizations that came in my Saturn return, like, that was one of the things that fucked me up, because that's who I was supposed to be anyway. But when I looked at those women, it's like when I started to do it, like, I started losing reality because I started making dumb, fucked up decisions. When I say dumb, fucked up decisions, boyish decisions. I've always been a calculated person. I've always been a person who strategically disciplined himself to do certain things. But then when I started interacting with girlish energy, I picked up the boyish energy to offset that, to make it seem, I don't want you to feel like, and I would always come down with the boyish energy. They would never come up with the mature energy though, because they couldn't. But I'm like, yo, she's older than me. She should be able to. But I'm like, well, goddamn, maybe I just really need to just let this shit die and settle, because it's like, I can't win for losing. But I realize it goes back into what I was taught as a kid, what I was taught young. Always chase the girls. That had ingrained into my subconscious mind and my unconscious mind. It was a reality that I lived. I chased the girls. So by chasing the girls all the time, when I actually involved myself with the women I was supposed to be with, we were on par. But I expected the girlish energy to come out, and it rarely showed. You feel what I'm saying? So I tried to bring the boyish energy, and that fucked up the relationship. I'll take my parts in the shit. I always take my parts in the shit. All of the women that I could look back with and say they're the ones that got away, I was supposed to be being myself. But I'm assuming, well, all of these, every woman that I keep involving myself with, she keeps operating from girlish energy. Fuck. So maybe that's just what they all are. And it's just a matter of time before it comes out, and then it never shows up. So all of the women that I look back at, the ones that got away, they operated from mature energy. And I know because now they got their shit together. They got their shit together on some other shit. And those are the women I let slip through my fingers, because they didn't operate from girlish energy. And that's what I was taught to chase. Oh, she's lame. No, she was never that. And I never even seen them as that. But I'm, societal structures and shit. It's impressionable. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's like, you start sending them, I heard about the coronavirus, I used to get sick over you, just take care. Like, you start sending shit like that. I ain't saying I ever sent one like that, because I can always, my type is still that. My attraction is still there. I can still find women like that. And those are the type of women that I involve myself with. But in that gap, I find myself with women like that, but it's the girlish energy. And I didn't know how to separate the two. Like, when I start talking about entrepreneurship, and like, this is one of the things that I've learned to stop doing with certain women. Telling what my plans are and shit, because they hook onto it. If they're on that girlish energy, attention, they hook onto that shit and they latch onto it. They will tell you that they want to do the same shit you want to do. They will tell you that they want to build the same way you want to build, and be lying the whole time. Because when you start to put the pressure to them, that girlish energy kicks and makes them run away. But that maturish energy, that mature womanish energy, it comes out and it makes it operate from that. You know what I'm saying? But as men, we have never been taught to use our mature energy. So it's foreign. Some call it the divine masculine. You can call it whatever you want, but it's the mature energy that we don't have to operate from. Because for every one woman that we have to step to, that we would step to, and have to be in our mature state, there's 9 other women that are going to come to us in the girlish state. Now, these numbers could be fudged. I'm just throwing out random numbers and shit. It could be statistics. I don't know. I'm speaking from my own personal experience when I weigh the options. When I look at all of the women of my past, statistically speaking, 90% of them were more of the girlish energy. And none of those relationships gave me anything. I gave them everything, but none of those relationships, it was just like, you just here, bro. You're a tag along. Like, what the fuck? You feel what I'm saying? And in that same light, the ones that were supposed to be there, I'm like, damn, I fucked up with you. Cause I'm like, I'm waiting for you to let that childish energy show, but you never did. Now these women, most of them, like these women now are doctors, dentists, they got high positions in the shit that they do. I mean that, I don't mean this in a derogatory way. This is not what I'm saying. Because again, all of those women of my past are still a reflection of myself. I do not absolve myself from that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And the amount of time the longer I spent with them, the more, you know what I mean? I was more of a reflection they were of me. You feel what I mean? I don't take that away. But the point that I'm making is that when I look at the women who were on that, like, they're in loops. They're in cycles of doing the same shit. Same exact shit. Every year, I have my retrograde shit too. I don't reach out. Don't get me wrong, I don't reach out. But I have my periodic shit where I go back and I look at the ones who had the girlish energy. I didn't know that I was doing this. Like, now I'm able to put the terminology to it right. But I would go back to the ones who were looking at the girlish energy and get pissed off. It's like, yo, you still doing the same shit. The same shit. Like, the fuck. Like, that shit will piss me off because it's like, I'm not doing the same shit that I was doing then. And I'll be wondering, like, they'll be like, you're retrograde. I'm like, that ex can't come back. But then when I look at the exes or the women of my past who had the mature energy, every year is something new. Every year is something new, something different, something greater. I'm like, damn. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh. But it's like the ones that I wanted the most, 90%. When I put the 90 to 10%, I got to go with that average aspect too. I went for the girlish ones. Why? Why did I go for the girlish ones if they weren't even supposed to be in my space? I literally was settling every time. I was lowering myself just to be in there, just to allow them to be in their space. And then when they would be like, you know, when it really got to the thick of things, when I was really able to understand it, I was dealing with this woman who, now granted, I was in my entrepreneur phase at this time. When I say heavy entrepreneur phase, I was operating for a year's time off of 4 hours of sleep. That's not healthy. I do not condone that. I'm not one of those entrepreneurs who says, yo, hustle and all of this, sleep when you die. No. I should have gotten my sleep. The reason why I was only operating for 4 hours of sleep is because I dedicated giving her the hours of 10 p.m. to 2 p.m. 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every day. When I had to be up to work at 7:30. I had to be to work at 7:30, which means I had to get up by 6 to make it there. Now, granted, I live like 30 minutes away from where I work. That's cool. But at the same time, I had to get up at 6. 4 hours of sleep. And this motherfucker had the nerve to say, you know what? I wish you would focus more on me. The fuck? Okay, look. Let's see. 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. From 10 to 2 is 4 hours. All right, cool. 10 to 2 is 4 hours. Right? That's not a lot of time to the attention seeker. But to the woman who respects that shit, you're giving her the last 4 hours of your day. Technically the last and the first 4 hours of your day. When you really put it into perspective. You feel what I'm saying? They would appreciate that. But the attention seekers, they're not going to appreciate that. Give me more. I'm like, do you not realize that, you know, and then the thing about she worked the overnight shift, right? So when I'm active during the day, I'm not calling you fucking up your sleep. I'm letting you sleep. Not only that, I will wake her up before her alarm went off so she can make it to work on time. Little shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? And then it's like, she was like, I need you to focus more on me. I'm like, yo, if I focus more on you, I'm gonna die. The fuck? Luckily, I was able to take herbs that kept me, you know what I'm saying, kept my body in a pristine state when I couldn't get rest. But it's like, you don't see, you know what I mean? And they didn't, that's that girlish energy. When they can't get the fun all of the time. Hey, huddle up, broskies, because it's time to elevate. The secret to evolving masculinity is to define it, understand it, then apply it. The So Frail series defines masculinity as the spiritual, mental, and physical embodiment of the essence of analysis and deconstruction. From this definition, I explain how masculinity is not just the hat that we wear, but it's the essence that we must exude through application. If you enjoy the So Frail conversations, why not read the books that inspire them? Visit IamJustSeen.com right now to add the So Frail series to your library to get a better understanding of what masculinity really is. I promise. After reading So Frail, you will never look at masculinity the same again. You know what I mean? But I was taught to chase that. I wanted that. It's like, yeah, I want her. And then then you add the physical aspect to it. She was, you know what I mean? She was built. You feel me? She was built. Like she was perfect body, like everything. You feel what I'm saying? And in that, it's like, but I wanted that mature. I couldn't get it. And I'm thinking because she's older than me, maybe I will. No. That's not the case. And we were always taught to chase the girls. Go get the girls. Which means that we always have to operate from the boyish energy. I can never do that. I've tried all my life to do it. Like certain shit, I was beyond when the time came for me to do it. You know? I was beyond, like I was just talking about in one of the previous episodes about, the time frame in which I lost my virginity. So I was always ahead of my time. I was already, you know what I mean? Like going to parties and shit and, so by the time it was time for the club scene, I was past it. Because it's like, I've been doing this shit. Like I had my fun with it. I'm done. Yo, you coming to the club with us tonight? No, you're just now able to stay out past curfew. So you have to go have fun. Now, granted, I had a curfew, but my mom, she trusted, like my maturity was so on point that my mom trusted me to go do the things that I was able to do because she knew nothing was going to happen. I didn't do shit from boyish energy. You feel what I mean? I didn't live my life through boyish energy, but somehow I was able to connect that when it comes to women, the very connection I'm supposed to, as the book says, from the earth you come, which is the earth, from the earth to the earth you will return. The earth is talking about the body, the woman's body. From the womb I come, into the womb I must go back to live again because I have to create my children through the womb. So the thing that gives me life and keeps me life, I have to approach it as a boy. I have to. You feel what I'm saying? That's how powerful this shit is. That's how powerful it is in the link to our subconscious mind and our unconscious mind. We chase that girlish energy and we get intimidated by the mature energy. And we don't even have to, and because of that, we never, ever, 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 ever have to elevate to our mature energy. So now when we look at women that are, like this somebody's son summer, shit. Look, here's the dope part about the shit, yo. Here's the dope part and the funny part about the shit. All of the men that fucked up because they were still in the boyish energy, they had the babies with these women and all that shit, and they could not elevate and sustain their families and everything, but yet they went off to go deal with other girlish women. Like, that shit pisses me off. Like, when and sometimes this is the case, but, when you have a maturish man who has dealt with a woman who was childish, with the girlish energy, and then he had a baby by her, yeah, you're going to get the crazy baby mama. It's what happens. You feel what I'm saying? But sometimes you get the other side. You get the boyish energy who had the baby with the mature woman. You feel what I mean? And now he's the guy who's, I don't want nobody around my kids. You don't even be around your kids. The fuck? You better let somebody be around your kids, motherfucker. Like, the fuck? They need that figure. You feel what I'm saying? And the mature energy, she understands that. You feel what I'm saying? So the reason why I started laughing is because 2020, a lot of the older women, they have, their kids are pretty much, they having it's going to be somebody's son summer, bro. And I'm liable to be somebody's son. I am somebody's son, but I'm going to be the somebody's son that, you feel me? But the point of that is it's a joke. It's a joke. If I'm taken, then of course I'm not going to do that shit. But, shit. They had hot girl. See, and then look, when they had hot girl summer last year, right? That shit was trash. The reason why is because it's childish. It's the girlish energy doing that. Somebody's son summer is a mature energy. It's different. That's why right after the hot girl, they did, we're doing a hot boy summer. It's boyish energy. We just want to play. You feel me? We just want to play. But if you pay attention to the people that are doing somebody, like it's people, okay, we're traveling. We have successful shit already going for it. Like it's different. Hot girls, like they were just catching licks and robbing motherfuckers. Like that's really what they was doing, scheming and scamming, playing, having fun. It's girlish energy, boyish energy. That's what it was about. You feel what I'm saying? That's what this shit is. And that's what as men we're taught to chase day in and day out. So when they say we're the girls, that they really mean the girls, but they also mean the girlish energy. You feel what I'm saying? Women don't typically operate from that as much as we do, especially not in older age. Women are forced to mature a lot faster. We're forced to mature too, but we don't have to stay in our maturity. Women do. You feel what I'm saying? And in that, that's why I've always admired and I've always wanted older women, but I didn't realize it wasn't older women that I was looking for. It was mature women. It was women operating from that mature energy. As I said, because I'm like, yo, how the fuck do I keep getting up? I get older, the women get older, and they still doing childish shit. What the fuck? They still can't execute the shit they talking about. And it's like, because they're not having that mature energy. And when I started involving myself with not only the older women, but older women with mature energy, they helped me see that I wasn't looking for mature energy in the women I was involving myself with, only the childish energy. So then when I started changing that shit, when I say the calibration change, like, yo, oh, you got mature energy. That's why you keep popping up. Okay, I fuss with you. Okay, we're going to see, like, yeah, fuck with you. But that's a different type of energy, and it brings out a different type of essence. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm learning that shit, and I'm learning that as men, we have taught that shit for so long, just to be childish, just to be childlike, not childlike, childish, literally. Be the boyish energy. You chase girls with your boyish energy. You feel me? Your mannish energy, your mature energy. Like I said, the separation is between the cheetah and the spider. The boyish energy chases. There's no strategic plan if you watch a cheetah, right? Peep this shit. Like this is literally how it goes like this. Boyish energy, childish energy is like this. It's about attention seeking, right? When you're attention seeking, you just go. A cheetah's only objective is to catch this motherfucking antelope. Ain't no real like, okay, I'm gonna be stealthy until I'm close enough. Then pew, I'm taking off running. If the bitch outrun me, it just outrun me. There's no plan. There's no strategic plan. You feel what I'm saying? And then off the same side of that, for chasing the girls that we're chasing, it's don't get caught. I took a moment of silence for that because that's what the rule is. When you're chasing girls, the girls is not like, oh, you're playing hard to get. Yeah. If we're chasing, they don't get caught. Like, that's the point. The goal is to catch them. It's like Pokemon. Got to catch them all. You catch them, and then whatever happens afterwards. So there's nothing to keep them. But now, once the women get caught, that's where the elevation comes into where it's like, okay, he has to keep me now. No, we don't. I just got to chase you, motherfucker. It ain't my fault you gave me the buns. Like, that's the fuck. Like, that's what it is. That's what we're supposed to do. Get y'all. Get the girls. Chase the girls. That's what we do. We're not taught to keep y'all. And that's our boyish state. This is why we go from woman to woman to woman. And then when we get older, we start having babies and have multiple babies and shit like that. And it's like, okay, that's the boyish part. And then we make it seem like it's something wrong with her. You feel what I'm saying? But see, go back to the other side of mature energy. Like, for real, I stopped chasing women a long time ago. And I was a kid when I started doing this. And I even told this woman that, like, well, we was kids. So we was in undergrad. This was my freshman year before, like, my pre-freshman year or some shit. So I'm talking to her and I'm like, look, yo, on some real shit, I don't get turned down. And she was like, oh, you just got it like that. Your game. I said, that ain't not got nothing to do with game. I said, if I want the woman, I'm going to get her. That's not, I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her number. We're going to talk. Like, I'm going to control the situation. She's like, what you mean? You're going to say, no, it's not about seduction or anything like that. But I understood I understood my principle then, but it wasn't working successfully as far as the longevity relationship because it was only I was doing it for the women that it was working for, that I was actually attracting, I was still only chasing the girls. Because, like, women were literally coming into my space. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, when I say it, it's like, this is why I look at the metaphor of the spider. You set the web up, she will come. You will. Like, that's why I tell people all the time, like, I get that your religious text says the man that pursues the woman finds a good thing. No. Like he finds a good thing, but the man that sets up the arena for the woman to be attracted to him and attracts him, he'll have her forever. Not only that, when he sets up the arena for the woman that he wants, that's who he really wants. He's going to put in the work for that. You feel what I'm saying? And then when the woman is attracted to that, she wants to be there. They're going to love each other. So it goes back into what I was talking about, the settling part. A woman is not going to have to, go for the man that loves her. Because in that same example, in that same metaphor, it's talking about the chase, not the attraction. You feel what I'm saying? You're going to come where you want to be safe. I'm going to make up the space where I want you to be safe. And what you think is going to happen? We're going to love each other equally, as we're supposed to. But if I'm chasing you, that basically said, that metaphor said, when don't get the man who is willing to chase you. No, stick with the man who loves you more than you love him. That's just the same as get the man who can't outrun you. If you're talking about the cheetah, you allow yourself to, you slow down running so the cheetah can catch you. Same metaphor. Really, that's what it is. Slow down. No, the gazelle will not slow down for the cheetah to feast on it. But yet that's what you want women to do. Euphemisms aside, principles is what stands. You feel what I'm saying? It sounds good when you say shit like get you a man that loves you. Like, that means that get you a man who's going to chase you more than you really want to be chased. That gets aggy at a time. But anyway, so go back to what I was talking about she was like, I said, yo, it's real. Like, if I set up the arena, I know she'll come, and I know I'll get her, and I know I'll keep her. The fuck, cause she wants to be here. I don't think you can I'm telling you, I can get any woman that I want. It's not about the physical part either. Like, you feel me? That's a plus, but I can literally get any woman that I want. When I truly want her, I set up, and I know that she can be in my space, I'm going to set up the arena for it. I'm not, like, that's why it's like, I've never gotten turned down. I've never gotten turned down. And people, when I say that, motherfuckers think that every woman that I spoke to, like people assume that I'm talking about every woman that I see, I go get, and then I get her number. No, I never get turned down because I only fuck with what I know that I want. You feel me? And then when I see, the arena for what it is, and I set it up and they want me back, it works. It works. It's not that difficult, but we're not taught to attract women. We're taught to chase them. Boyish shit. You feel me? Always chase the girls. Always chase the girls. And like I said, we chase the girlish energy up until old age. So when we see our women maturing and shit, we can't appreciate them. Not only can we not appreciate them, we get intimidated by them. I know so many sisters that, they got they shit going. When we talk, we vibe and shit, they be like, yeah, man, why do men throw shots like, oh, I see you might have too much time for me. Why y'all do that? That's that boyish shit. I know that that's that boyish energy shit. And that's the childish energy shit, because that happens to me with women. Will you ever have time for me? Don't you got time right now? Men are going to make time for who they want. Women are going to do the same. You're going to make time for who you want to make time for. People make that excuse when they don't have time to spend on themselves. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care how busy in the day. Those are attention seekers. But the motherfuckers are fucking respect commanders when they get the shit. I don't care how busy you are in the day. Send me a 10-second text. Shut the fuck up. God damn, that shit get on my nerves. I'm sorry, that was triggering. Shit, that shit pissed me off because that's that energy. That's that attention-seeking energy. Now, granted, the respect commandant already knows, and it's like, okay, cool. I got you. I'm going to fit in here. And then the attention seeker, now let me tell you how the attention seeker works too. Not only will they say shit like, you got 10 seconds in a day just to send me a text. They want to dictate when you can send it. You feel me? Oh, you got me on routine. I feel like this and this. You send this every day at this time. You're getting it. Shut the fuck up. The fuck? You're not about to fuck up my discipline. You're not about to fuck up what's in my space. You feel what I'm saying? But again, that goes back into what I was talking about. Okay, how the sisters be like, yo, why do men do that too? It's like, yo, but you got stuff going for it's intimidation. as in the boyish energy, I'm going to go back to the cheetah metaphor. With the boyish energy, if you got a lot of shit going, that means if you're the gazelle, you're a fast gazelle. You can outrun me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the fuck. You might get away. Because we're taught to chase girls. But if we were taught to attract the women, be the spider. Goddamn. Set up the motherfucking web. Your shit don't intimidate me. I'm just going to build a stronger web for you to put your shit down. Come here. Lay it down. I got a space for you. I made this space for you so we can rock. You feel what I'm saying? But all the time, that's what we're taught. So then when we go into older, we're still in the mindset of chasing girls. And now it's getting fucked up because we're in the age, we ain't dealing with girls no more, bro. We not dealing with girls no more. And they not on that time, bro. They don't have girlish energy no more. These women is running 3 and 4 businesses. You better be running 3 and 4 yourself. That's why I'm glad the shit that I run is digital and I could just run a few ads and day trade. You feel me? And record podcasts every now and again. And, you know, so I can devote that. Like, I don't have a lot of physical brick and mortar type shit. You feel what I'm saying? But because of that, I was like, you know, I had to anticipate shit like that. You feel me? Have something like that too. The intimidation factor don't get to me. Like, it don't get to me. Like, that shit be crazy. And again, now it goes back into the chase. Like, they're like, yo, are you intimidated by a woman that makes more than you? Fuck no, she don't. I don't give a fuck if she make more money than me right now. Cause fuck, I don't give a fuck if she makes more money than me ever. Because if we together, the shit goes in a pot. Like, I don't get the shit. Like, sometimes we argue over stupid shit. Like, you feel me? That's the maturity of it. When you on that boyish, girlish shit, it's the competition. It's the chase. Because it's like, at some point, you can get away from me. You feel what I'm saying? That mature energy is like, yo, if you leave. I don't give a fuck. Like, fuck. If you stay. I don't give a fuck. Like, because that energy has already been established to understand that we are connecting and not attaching. So when it comes to the motherfucking, yo, she makes more than you. Okay, well, whatever she makes more, that extra disposable income she got, she's going to give it to me. I'm going to invest it, flip it, and trade it. And we're just going to build together. So at the end of the day, we still fucking growing. Why the fuck does... That shit blows me, bro. That shit, bro. But it comes back into the point of chasing girls. You chase the girl, the damsel in distress. Like, and then think about it. Everything is set up this way for us to be this way. The knight in shining armor chases who? The damsel in distress. Now... that seems so good. But again, that's why I like words and I like euphemism. Because when you look at the principle, it's like you chasing the knight in shining armor, the motherfucker that got everything. It's always the prince. And he's coming to save the motherfucking popper. The woman that ain't got shit going for her. In essence, she's stuck. She's a damsel in distress. She can't even do for her motherfucking self. She's kidnapped in a fucking tower with a dragon. The fuck? She's in the worst possible condition and you got to go save her. Why? So she can be indebted to you. You feel what I mean? Give me the knight in shining armor who's this, that, and the third. Fuck that. Fuck that. That's what we taught to do when we go chase. Like, you give me a woman that can save herself. Because I might need saving at some point. You never know. You feel me? And that is what the gravitation to it is. Like, if I'm in a situation, it's like this. That's why I say you set up the web. You feel what I'm saying? I'm attracting a woman who I know that when she's in my, like, I'm good. I'm not going to go chase a gold digger because I got money. And then get mad when she comes into my space and spend my shit. Stupid. This dumb as fuck. That makes no sense. You feel me? My mama told me never to call stupid, but that's some stupid, call people stupid. That's some stupid shit. You feel me? But all of that was to say, when it comes to that shit, when it comes to us connecting on that level and chasing, we teach our boys this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We teach our boys this shit. Go chase girls. Go get the girls. And then you fuck. That's the goal. Like, that's it. That's the goal. All right? I'm going to give you the attention that you want, your girlish energy. I'm going to give you that attention. You're going to fall for me. I'm going to smash and I'm going to leave. Oh my gosh. You did me so dirty. I did you as I was fucking supposed to. And that sounds so fucked up. I know. It sounds so fucked up. But that's how I was supposed to do you. That's how I was taught to do you. That's how I was taught to carry myself when it comes to women. You feel what I'm saying? Just get her. I got you. Now what? Chase the girls, now what? There's nothing more to do. You feel what I'm saying? But women, it's a whole different aspect. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't care how old they get, whatever the case may be. Like, that's why you got old heads talking about, yo, ladies, you got to think like a man, act like a lady. And it's the motherfuckers that don't even like, on some real shit, y'all better stop thinking like ladies. I mean, thinking like men and acting like ladies. You think like a fucking woman and you act like a fucking woman. Don't the Bible say some shit about as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he? You keep thinking like a man. What the fuck you think you're going to become? And then you wonder why your relationships don't work because it's two men clashing. The fuck? The fuck? And then like you get with a mature man and you still trying to think like a man. He going to let you go. He going to let you go. He ain't got masculinity is going to clash with masculinity. It's not going to harmonize with the shit. You feel me? It ain't going to harmonize with the shit. Fuck two Rams, but like, fuck, I'm an Aries, motherfucking, like, I have a lot of masculine energy, and every woman, like, I like strong women, don't get me wrong, but I like strong feminine women. I like strong feminine, mature women. So that girlish energy comes off aggressive too. Like, they think strong is argumentative and shit. No, shut your motherfucking ass up. I'm not no fucking child. I'm not talking to you like one, so you don't talk to me like one. You feel what I'm saying? I've been involved when we say, I could tell you don't like to raise your voice. I don't have to raise my voice. I improve my argument. Like, you feel me? You talk that shit because you ain't getting nowhere. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you screaming for? You gonna hear me. I hear you, whether you yell or not. I fucking hear you. Shut the fuck up. Like, come on. You ain't got to yell. But you feel me? That's where masculine energies are starting to clash. I got a homie. We good friends now. You know, when we first started vibing, she told me, she was like, yo, I couldn't date somebody like you. At first, I felt insulted. She was like, it's because you're a masculine man. I didn't know how masculine I was until I met you. I was like, what? She said, I'm used to men that I could just do stuff for. And, they tell, I'm like, she's like, but it's different. She said, your energy is a lot stronger than mine and I'm not supposed to have it. You know what I mean? She's like, and I get that. And you make my regular energy come out. And she was like, she's done it for so long, she's scared to let it show. You feel me? She's scared to let it show. So it's like, all right, well, she has to deal with those type of men that, So it's like, that comes from the whole heavier aspect of the maturity. You feel what I'm saying? Being able to operate from your feminine. And having a man operate from his masculine. But again, like I said, it goes back into knowing that there's 3 tiers to masculine energy. You have fraternal masculine energy, spousal masculine energy, and paternal masculine energy. We building relationships off the fraternal and the sororal shit. Because we friends. How many of us have them? I swear I'll be having fun doing these things. But yeah, it's like that. And as men, we're only taught to be, to be boyish, be fraternal. Like we know, I don't think anybody has ever talked about the actual energy. Cause I haven't met any motherfucker that know the shit. You feel me? Like, I had to learn this shit over time, but nobody taught this shit to me. This is experience and connecting the dots and like, oh, this is what I'm doing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why it's like, and then it's like, that's why when we get older, our relationships are shorter, they don't last. It's like, after 2-3 months, I'm bored because we're looking past the fun. All right, I get that you can have fun. What next? Right? And it seems like, we got to get past this, like the bullshit phases. They're hard to get past. I won't hold you. They're hard to get past because of what your societal condition is. As men, we don't have to change. We never have to change. We don't have to grow. We don't have to do shit. This is a patriarchal, misogynistic society. We don't got to change for shit. We don't. And the more rooted you are into religious belief, the more you like, when women say, I be feeling bad, but I get it. I don't knock it because you got to understand the connection with all this. When women be like, I need a good deity-fearing man who does like, all right, cool. When you do that, you're going to get caught up in the patriarchy, the misogyny, and you're going to get a boyish motherfucker. Like, I don't give a fuck how old he is, how much he reads and shit. He's a boyish motherfucker. He's still going to go, watch, he's still going to go seek permission. He's not going to be able to use his paternal energy to solve his spiritual problems. He's going to go seek energy from a motherfucker that's older than him, or that's over him, or he feels is his father. He feels it's somebody he has to go to, the intercession. He don't break that mold to say, I can get the direct connection straight to my source. Oh no, I'm not quite there yet. So you're going to come tell me this. It's like that boyish energy is there. That's what you're going to deal with. And imagine that you got to stay in your girlish energy. That's why you can't speak in the presence of a man. Anyway, Dad, Ray, that's not where we supposed to be going. Saying, chill out, chill out, chill out. You talking too much. That's not this. This is about the energy of why we chase girls. And it goes into that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Hell, fuck that. I'm sticking with the religious part. Look at the religious part of how after a war and shit, like you can take on the virgins as your own. Like motherfuckers was fucking with 12 or 13-year-old girls. And that was perfectly fine. Now, all of a sudden, we want to have that, like I said, legality is the absolution of morality. You feel what I'm saying? They still permitted that shit in those books. And we still follow those books to this day. And then we want to say, well, that was then. This is now. The books say that these deities are the same then, now, tomorrow, and forever. So at some point, either you going to shut the fuck up, or you're going to, you know what I'm saying, do what you got to do. Because we have to get to a point where if we're going to hate misogyny, we need to hate that shit all the way. If we're going to hate patriarchy, we need to hate that shit all the way. I'm just saying. You can't conditionally hate it. You feel what I'm saying? Because then you create these perpetual motions and these cycles. So look at some of the kings, they would send their best friend, boyish energy. They would send some of their best friend into the battle to die so they can take their homeboy girlfriend. That's boyish shit. But that's written. It's fucking written. You feel me? Perverted men. These men he had to be 40 years old around the time frame. He wanted a 12-year-old. The father of the 12-year-old said, no, you can't have my 12-year-old daughter. All right, cool. This is what you do. You work for 7 years. He wanted that 12-year-old so bad he worked 7 years for, right? The father then said, you know what? You got to take the older daughter because the older daughter she hasn't been married first. I need you. He said, okay, cool. And then he said, now you got to work another set. This man worked 14 years for a 12-year-old. Granted, she was 26 when he got her. But think about that. You put in, what kind of perversion do you got to fucking have in your head that is written in the text that you follow to say, I'm going to work 14 years to marry a 12-year-old as a 40-year-old man? Another moment of silence. But anywho, this is what we're conditioned to. So when we're taught to chase girls, this shit runs deep. It runs deep. And we're taught to chase girlish energy. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why this is why when our women are maturing and getting older, we don't see the beauty in them anymore. Like, you feel me? It's hard to see the beauty. Like, I love that shit, man. Feel me? Facial structure starts getting strong, get the little grays in her motherfucking hair and shit. Man, that shit is beautiful, yo. Like, that mature shit is, and then it's like, now look at the lengths that women are going to stay girlish. You feel me? I gotta go get my titties done. I gotta go get an ad. Like, y'all motherfuckers is doing too much. Because it's not because the mature men, we appreciating the shit. Y'all just ain't listening to us. Because we're not talking. That's the thing about it. We're not talking. We want, fuck. I love that mature shit. Like, I knew gravity was gonna work. And I knew when you had kids and you didn't breastfeed and you couldn't release all of that milk into, they eventually dissipated and made your titties sag. I'm not mad at that shit. They still titties, bro. Fuck, they titties, my nigga. Like, that shit, I'm still gonna lick them. So what, your booty ain't as fat as it was when I'm still gonna grip it. Smack the tiger strikes. I'm gonna do all of that shit. But you feel what I'm saying? It's the boyish energy that's like, okay, I'm gonna so now it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and these dudes is like 30, 40, 50 years old. And a lot of it is celebrity. Like, we don't even pay attention to some of these rappers. All of the rappers that I listened to when I was a teenager, they're in their 40s and 50s now. And they still trying to, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, this person is with this. Like, yo, these kids, they're with kids. In relation to them, they were children. You feel me? But again, that goes into the energy, bro. That goes into the energy. This is what we're conditioned to do. We're conditioned to chase girls. And all bets are off once she turns 18 or 21 and older. Like, that shit's perverted, bro. That's a level of perversion. And then for the same coin flip, it's like, okay, well, what about the older women and cougars? Like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's still, it is what it is. You feel what I mean? I'm not gonna knock that. That I'm not opposed to. You feel me? I'm gonna justify it. That I'm not opposed to because, again, like I said, I wasn't opposed to before because now I was looking at, I like older, mature women, and I'm thinking I had to get an older woman to do so. That wasn't the case. You feel what I'm saying? Because then, like I said, now I'm starting to find women at the 29, 30, 28, 31, like in that bracket. They carry that mature energy too. I'm like, finally, how did I not see this? It wasn't time for me to see it. It wasn't time for me to see it. But the whole premise of it all was that when we look at that perspective, you dig what I'm saying? And we look at what we're taught to chase, this is why we can't appreciate our women when they get older. And this is why our women can't appreciate getting older until they see it on somebody else. I see so many women posting things like Felicia Rashad, Debbie Allen, Cicely Tyson. It's a plethora. You feel me? They're like, yo, they age. Vanessa Williams from not Vanessa. Is her name? No, Vanessa Bell. Vanessa Bell, I think it is, from fucking Coming to America. They're like, yo, these women don't age and all that shit. Like, it's because they matured. And when they're able to mature and not worry about getting old, because they understand that getting old is a matter of staying in the same state and allowing the time to pass. But maturing is when you're feeling that passing time with things. And that's why they mature and they don't age. Like, they age, but they don't get old. You feel what I'm saying? So when you see them, you like, damn, they look good for their age. That's how they supposed to look, because they mature. I want my woman to be able to look like that. Like, not on no shit like, she had to, like, no, she felt comfortable in herself, and she felt enough that as the years progressed, she didn't have to compete with no fucking body, but just continue to be her motherfucking self and continue to grow. And as men, we're taught to chase what fits the 18 to 25-year-olds mold. I don't want no 40-year-old woman. I don't want no woman, like, we 40, 50 years old and you still look like that. If you do, cool, by all means, I'm not mad. You feel what I'm saying? But I want you to be able, have that maturity to say, okay, you look like this because you matured. There's no surgery. You continue to work out. There's like, you ate right. You did the right things for your body. It's like, you're not trying to compete with it. Like, you become goals to the motherfucking kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I want shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, a woman has to be able to be comfortable in being able to mature, which means that as men, we have to be able to be comfortable in our women maturing, which then in turn that we have to mature accordingly. And we got to stop chasing girls. I know this shit tied all the way back in and it was deeper than what you thought it was going to be. But that's where the energy comes in. When we have that chasing girl energy, we can't track the women that are our, like, since I've been, it's always been a get with the younger girls. Like, when I was in, like, by this logic, it makes no sense. But like, when I was in high school, it was funny. Like, when I was in high school, I was fucking with the juniors and the seniors, bro. Like, when I was a freshman, I was fucking with the juniors and the seniors. Sophomore, I was fucking with the juniors, seniors, and college freshmen and shit. But it's like, I was always going for the older women, period. But it's like, the taboo is that my peers and shit, it was the girls younger. The senior would go and get the freshman girl. In the 8th grade, get the 6th grade girl. By this logic, by 5th grade, you get in the 2nd grader. But we're not going to talk about that shit. But the point that I'm saying is that, you feel what I'm saying? Like, that shit was so normal. It was a normalcy. You feel what I'm saying? It was a normalcy. I would like tell women, yo, you're too young for me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, in high school, shit like that, I had to start telling that shit. Like, you feel me? Like, oh, what you mean? We only 2.5 years apart. I know. I know it's like, yo, it's just the way our souls are set up. Like we're not even on the same level. But it's like I realized that I wasn't chasing, I didn't like that girlish energy. And that's all it was. It was girlish energy. Was it cool to fuck with? Yeah, like, but then when I started to get serious about life, and I was like, nah, I don't want that shit anymore. You know, I was talking to this woman who she shot at me or whatnot. It was beautiful. She blocked me though because I kind of told her some mature shit she ain't want to hear. You feel me? Like it was like this, right? I'm like, there's levels to conversation. You feel me? Before I can give you my number and say, okay, yeah, we can move this shit out of DMs. You feel me? Like I gotta see that it's worth the conversation. You feel what I'm saying? So she's explaining herself. Like she got mad and blocked me because she was like, I don't have your number yet. I know, I didn't want to give it to you yet. Oh, but you can call, yeah, I can call them. They earned my number. That person has my number. The fuck, like they've got my number. I was on the phone with them. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're not even together. Like, what? Shit. So she blocks me or whatnot. Whatever. But it's like, she tells me that men say she's mature for her age. And I'm like, yo, she's like, she dated a man. She was, I think, 26. She dated a man who was 31 or 32, or maybe 33. It was one of them. And she was like, he said, I'm mature for my age. You're not mature for your age. He's immature for his. You like, I'm like, you don't get it though, but it's cool. Because we're taught to chase y'all as young girls. So we say what we gotta say. You feel what I'm saying? So I was like, I said, you might be mature for your age compared to him. But I said, for me, you're kind of where you're supposed to be. Like, you know, what you mean? I'm not like, I don't care what you like know how to do or what you like. There's, you know, it's levels to maturity. I get you. I get that you're used to dealing with men that are completely older than you, who are on par with you. And then like, it's like, no, that's a mind fuck. We've been doing that since forever. Like that's what we're supposed to do. Chase girls. Chase childish energy. Chase girlish energy. And your energy has to be girlish in comparison to ours. You feel me? So eventually she blocked me or whatnot. And, you know, we never really went from there. But I'm like, yo, you're too young. I was 28. She was 26. She was like, how am I too young for you? You have to ask. The fact that you asked shows me, it's not. Like, you feel me? You're not able to let this conversation gravitate, develop, and you want attention and you want shit put on a timestamp. You feel me? Time has, like, when you reach that level of maturity, there's no level of time. It's like, okay, when we're ready to make these, okay, cool. Now we're ready to do this. Not no, okay, we've been talking for 2 weeks. Give me your number. No, fuck that. No. Everybody ain't getting access to me no more. Like, I've learned to, fuck that shit. I've given a lot of people access to me solely because of that shit. And I'm learning, oh, shit. It's levels. It's levels. And now, with the ending of my Saturn return, I'm able to say, okay, I can be that mature motherfucker. Now I know how to look for the right mature motherfuckers and stop chasing girls. Because that, like I said, that was an ingrained thing. I didn't give a fuck how old she was. That was my mentality, to chase girls. So when she came to being 10 years older than me, 5 years older than me, 6 years older than me, I was still chasing girls. You feel me? Now, I'm at the point of attracting women. And I think I like this shit again. That's what I was doing younger, you know, attracting women. And it's like, that's when the shit worked. Because then you start to find who likes you, what your interests are. And, you know, find somebody who fits into that shit, bro. Like, stop chasing shit. Like, I'm not running no more. Like, fuck. I'm going to set up the arena. If I like you, you'll know. You'll know. And then we gravitate towards each other and we build from there. You know what I mean? No more chasing, bro. It's time to elevate and make this mature energy come out, bro. So that way we can start appreciating. Because I'm telling you, there's somebody's son summer, bro. You let this quarantine live. You let this quarantine live. Because the women between the ages of like 36 and 42, they looking like snacks, bro. And look, yo, they fucking with the younger guys, bro. Because a lot of the younger guys in my generation, we have reached that. We have broken that mature aspect, especially if we were raised without it. It's crazy. Not all of us, there's a fine tuning bit of us that, you know, we're raised without father, so we heal that and we mature. You know what I'm saying? Being raised solely by our mothers, we have a different respect and a different connection for women. Now, sometimes it can go the other way. Sometimes you can develop that hatred for a woman because of what your mother put onto you. My mom and my sister, they didn't do that to me. So because of them, I could fuck with women on that type time a lot better, you know, out of respect and shit like that. You know what I mean? But like, you know, I'm telling you, the older women, I fucks with the older women, they fucks with me. But yo, the cougars, bro, they get, Stella getting her groove back all summer, my dude. That's all I'm gonna say. And they only getting their groove back from somebody's son. But they know who they vibing with on that maturity type time. It's not the boyish shit. That's why motherfuckers can't compete. That's why y'all in DMs cussing women out, talking about, oh, yo, that's why you always gonna be single. No, she ain't. No, she ain't. It's just gonna be the motherfucker that she fuck with. You not even gonna be in the capacity to even hold a candle. Like, perfect example. I'm gonna use this and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Boyish energy is Future. The mature energy is Russell Wilson. Right? And the girlish energy was the old Sierra. The womanish energy is the new Sierra. It's literally just like that. Decipher how you will. You feel me? Decipher how you will. And don't forget to take a moment to go get your exclusive merchandise from Just Scenes merch. At Just Scenes, each piece is specifically crafted with positive imagery and symbolism. From the titles and designs to the descriptions, each style gives you something to feel great about. With everything from hoodies and tees to coffee mugs and tote bags, we have something for the entire family. So be sure to get yours today. Find us on Instagram at Just Scenes merch and get your merchandise right now. All right, man, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why these Jones been so long. I think, okay, this one was long because I didn't write anything down. That's why this one was just a spur of the moment type thing. But yeah, brothers, we need to stop chasing girls, right? We got to stop chasing girls. And by that, you know, at this point, you know, I'm talking about stop chasing girlish energy. You feel me? We're too grown for that. We're too old for that shit. And we got to stop doing it. Because that's how when we get into a motherfucking midlife crisis, we go back and revert, start fucking with 25 and 26-year-olds and shit. And we be sugar daddies and shit. And then we sugar daddies and we be getting conned by them women because they not giving up no sugar. They just taking all your bread. You feel what I'm saying? And you playing along with it because it's the chase. Nah, they done got hip to the game, bro. They got brothers in their circle like me telling them shit. You old motherfuckers is already past the loop. Y'all ain't got no game no more, bro. We told them all of the shit. It's fucked up. I know this is going to sound so crazy. It's fucked up because we tell them the game to avoid y'all. And y'all so busy chasing them. And we just chasing y'all women, the older ones. We so fucked up, man. We so fucked up. Shit. We so fucked up. But anywho, we got to stop chasing girls, which in turn means that we got to stop chasing girlish energy. By that also means that we have to elevate our boyish energy so we no longer have the desire to chase it. When we elevate to our mature energy, we then operate as a spider and not the cheetah. Operating as a spider, my guy, we set up the web for the woman that we want to attract. You feel what I'm saying? And the woman that wants to attract, she is like the fly and she gravitates towards us and lands in our web every single time. This is no bullshit, bro. This right here is what the brujas and what the woke women are talking like. This is what they mean when they say manifesting. You feel me? This is what we mean when I say I'm manifesting a woman. It's dope as shit. It's dope as shit. I'm gonna have a topic on this another day. But when I say I'm manifesting a woman, right? I'm creating internally, you know, the situation that I want for the woman that I need in my life to be functional in my life, right? And then at the same time, in me manifesting her, I don't even know what she's going through right now. I don't. But what she is going through is something that is going to transform her and bring her and allow her to be comfortable in my space. And at the same time, if she's manifesting me too, the very trials and tribulations and shit that I'm going through are to build me, to make me what she needs me to be, what I need her. Like, that's how manifestation works. You feel what I'm saying? So when we make this attraction, when we set up this web and all of this shit, it's like, oh, she comes in, she's the fly, and she's circling around, and she's like, oh shit, this is what I've been looking for. You feel what I'm saying? And then that's how it works. So when she comes into my space, she doesn't have to, when she comes into my space, she doesn't have to learn to love me. And I don't have to, be that overly, that motherfucker like that meme was talking about, where it was like, women, love the man who loves you more than you love the man you love. No. I'm going to be the man you love. You bet your ass on that shit. I'm going to be the man you love. And you going to be the woman that I love. It's not going to be on no, I got to do this and now you got to learn to love me. Because then it's like, I'm going to build up a point where I don't want to fuck with you no more. I'm going to build up a resentment because it's like, yo, I put in all this work and now you had to learn to do this shit. And then what if you don't learn to do that shit? You settled, motherfucker. Like, that's really what it is. But at the same time, if we have manifested each other and I have set up the space to where, I'm no longer thinking from that. I'm chasing you. No, I'm not thinking from that perspective. I don't chase women. I don't chase girls anymore, bro. I attract women. Like, that's what let's change our focus, bro. I'm telling you, if you don't want to change your focus, you still want to chase girls, by all means, do your shit. Do your shit. Do your shit. Do your shit, bro. But I'm telling you, attracting women, it's a whole different ball game, bro. And only the strong survive. Only the strong survive, brother. I'm telling you the real. You can try, you can come into the arena of the attraction thinking you're going to chase shit. You lose your woman every time. You lose the woman that you're chasing every time. You get stuck in another motherfucker's web. And then he snips you out of the web. And then your woman comes in and she stays there. This is not to say your woman as if your girlfriend. I'm not talking about no shit like that. But if you're chasing a woman who's attracted to somebody else, think about that shit. And that's what we do. Listen to the context. Oh, he don't let you have friends? You're chasing a man you're chasing a woman who's attracted to another man. Oh, he can't. And vice versa, sisters. Although this is so Frail conversations, y'all do the shit too. Yeah. But anyway, it's a similar thing. We're chasing women who are attracted to other men. You feel me? Rather than attracting the women that we're supposed to be with. And then that comes into a self-identity thing. You got to know yourself and you got to be in tune with yourself and you got to love yourself. That goes back to a chakras episode that I was talking about, where once you get your personal identity straight, then you can set your own web up. Because I know what I'm going to be comfortable with. I know I like music. I know I like certain things like this. And now on some real shit, it's crazy because since I broke this shit, now I'm starting to see I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, yo, y'all have been here all of this time. And I just couldn't see you because I was so stuck on chasing women. You feel me? No. So now it's like, now that I've changed that perspective, and now it's like, oh, they're coming to me as I'm coming towards them. You feel me? That changed my whole dynamic and my perspective, because now it's like, I realize that you only chase girls, you attract women. So for my brothers, I need us all to understand this thoroughly, yo. We need to elevate. If you're going to continue, like I said, if you're going to continue to chase girls, do your thing. But deal with what comes with that shit. All right? Deal with what comes with that shit. So, and in the same aspect, when you get ready to, okay, I want to attract women now, be yourself. Love yourself. Be in tune with yourself. Truly acknowledge who you are. That's the only way it's going to work. It's the only way it's going to work. Because when you set shit up on a facade, your card is going to be pulled. You feel what I'm saying? And women. For the same perspective on that side. You know what I mean? Don't land in the web you don't want to be in. Because it looks good to you. You feel me? If you're not built for that fucking web, don't land in that shit. Don't land in that shit. I'm triggered at that point. Because it's like, if you know that you ain't trying to live that life, if you know you ain't trying to do certain shit, don't act like you are. That's some of the most disrespectful shit to a motherfucker. Like, yo, you fucking up the space for motherfuckers that's actually supposed to be here. You feel me? Just because you tired of getting it wrong. Like, that's not an excuse. My sisters, you being tired of getting it wrong does not make you entitled to get it right. All right. So just because this man is doing, he's attracted you, or whatever the case may be, if you're not there and you don't have the plan to get there, don't fuck with that man. Don't fuck with that man, yo. For real. Because you waste his time, his energy, his efforts, and you know that you're not really trying to do that shit. Don't give me that shit about, oh, well, maybe I could be inspired. You have to inspire you, not him. Not him. Not him. And for my brothers, stop doing that shit. She come into the space with a whole bunch of motherfucking potential. And now you like, okay, I'm going to help you get to that point. You never see any fucking action. Now years is taking off. And now you like, yo, what the fuck are you going to do? Are you ever going to start your shit? Now you upset. And now you mad. And now time is wasted because you could have been overseas tanning with whoever, somebody that was actually ready for the shit. And now you're trying to build this person up and give this person inspiration and motivation because they just wanted to do all of the shit that you were actively putting into this world. Don't waste your motherfucking time. Call it at the door and check it. And with that being said, men, stop chasing girls. Channel your energy to start attracting women. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at _just_sing_. Click the link in the bio to be directed towards all of my platform places. Mastering the Market, the 90-day vegan course, Just Scene's merch, the Just Scene podcast, and So Frail books. Be sure to get my book, So Frail, A Reality to Black Male Masculinity, So Frail 2, Toxic Femininity, and Hitting the Raw, Living a Raw Plant-Based Lifestyle for Life. And lastly, I do appreciate everyone who tips and donates on a regular basis and those who sponsor the podcast. You are greatly appreciated. And if you would like to become a sponsor or you would like to leave a tip or a donation, please do so. All of the information is in the description of your podcast. I'm not going to go on anymore because I started getting triggered at the end because shit started pissing me off when I started thinking about it. Go kiss your babies. No, don't kiss your babies. You're quarantined. Nah, I'm bullshit. Kiss your babies. Make sure they eating their fruits and their vegetables and shit. Go start something new. Learn something under this time. And as always, enjoy life. Take it to the next level. And inspire somebody to be inspired. Peace, love, knowledge, and freedom. I'm out.